Hi guys, as promised, the trading code on YouTube. James Leone, that'd be me. Trading is a learned skill. If you can learn to drive, then you can learn to trade. This is a zero talent game. A professional trader waits for price to cross a line or reject a line, then a button is pushed. Knowing which line to watch is key. The contents: introduction and disclaimer, rules for learners, steps in the learning process, know yourself, rules for traders, rules for charts, using the charts and indicators, a single, versatile and simple strategy, steps in the trading process, general rules for planning and preparation, rules for money management, gates systems in trading, traders requiring extra care, trading in adverse conditions, placing your first real money trade, waiting and watching, losses and mistakes, different instruments and differing conditions, chart signals, know your signals, advance warnings, penalties, something about the author, that would be me, and an appendix or two. Introduction and disclaimer. Trading carries risk, and you should be aware of all possibilities, probabilities, and the potential downside to every trade you might take. Futures, stocks, FX pairs, indices, commodities and options trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for every investor or trader. The valuation of anything in trading may fluctuate and, as a result, traders may lose more than their original investment. Now that you've read the above paragraph, do your best to understand that we are, as traders, risk managers first and foremost. If we can successfully manage the worst of the downside, there is the potential to grow your investment exponentially using tried and tested methods. Many of the rules in the trading code are designed to protect the traders from the common pitfalls which can hinder the progress of a trader at best, or even destroy a trader's will or wish to succeed at worst. Such rules are identified by the use of the words must obey. In addition, the rules include many management tools which can be viewed as the terms and conditions of a trade setup. Although failure to comply with the rules or the associated terms and conditions of trading might not in itself cause a loss, the trading code may be used as guidance and evidence for yourself to review when things have gone wrong for you. This includes rules which use advisory wording such as should not, or do not. Knowing and applying the rules contained in the trading code should significantly reduce the risk of loss-making trades and assist in your ability to generate profits. Anyone can trade, but perhaps not everyone should. Do not make your decision with anything less than eyes wide open. I've traded for myself since March 2004. I began teaching others in April 2014. I've hosted many live trading and educational webinars for my students and for another trader education company, Trend Signal. Rules for learners. There are steps in any learning process, and trading is no different. You can learn to ride a bicycle, learn to drive a car or some larger vehicle, and in exactly the same way, you can learn to trade. Invest in a course and a mentor. Maybe you have already, in which case, take a pat on the back for yourself. It's a great and wise step to take. If you haven't yet, then shop around for the right course and a decent mentor. Do not be afraid to explain what your requirements are or expectations are ahead of getting on board or paying any money. There are many out there simply out to take your money and selling only dreams. Necessary for any successful learning to take place are many factors. First and foremost, you need to want it. You must be in a position where you are really and seriously interested in learning. Giving things a go is not enough. If you intend to have a try or give it a go, then quit now before you spend anything more than the price of this book, not that you've paid. It's free. Understand that you're going to become a part of a huge wheel in motion. You can ride the wheel up and down as many streets as you please, so long as you choose to go with or where the wheel is going. Direction is not your choice. Plan learning the bulk of your necessary knowledge outside of market hours. During a weekend is best as it leaves no room for distraction. Too often during live markets, the temptation is there to trade, to view a live chart and see things unfold in real time. This is noise and distraction for the learning process and will block your open mind from seeing a bigger, more sensible picture. Learn in bite-sized portions. I usually recommend a 2-hour slot, free or absent of any external distraction, for as many as 5 sessions per week, and 2 to 4 weeks should see you competent enough to open live charts with the intention of viewing and learning live action. Learn using a regulated broker demo account. Practice finding your way in and out of trade so that you understand all of the features and benefits of your chosen broker trading platform. Choose wisely. Ask in chat or trading forums about traders' experience with various brokers and avoid going with a recommendation offering IB, introducing broker arrangements. The introducer has a vested interest. Simply use a search engine and type in best regulated trading broker. There will be many options, so do some research and look for user feedback. There is a need to record information. Keep a journal of trades taken and the results delivered. This means there is a need to have an understanding of spreadsheets in a perfect world. Many will settle on a pen or pencil and a notebook. Some will assume the broker statement is enough. Ask yourself for how long the records will be kept available for you. Will you be able to view those same records 1, 2, or even 5 years from starting point? There are many options for creating a spreadsheet. Take some time to learn a few and a little about them. There are many search engines available online and all will be able to generate for you a list of viewable options for assistance with record or journal keeping. If your trainer or mentor is worth his salt, he's possibly created some blank templates for the process already. As an online starting point, I can genuinely recommend a website both for learning and for the online forum. This website is free. There is a very simple, detailed education section and the forums are populated by traders. When I teach traders, this website I am always happy to recommend. It is www.babypips.com. I freely admit to having used and gained great knowledge from the above website and always agree credit where it's due. Long may it exist. Steps in the learning process. 1. You put yourself through my or a good training course, and in the perfect world you did all of the homework or serious assignments. It is or was well worth doing and really does make a difference, particularly to those who complete the serious assignment homework. What's your answer? 2. You placed trades on the chosen demo account using the broker platform of your choice. Firstly, just to get totally familiar and experienced with that platform. Then you placed X number of trades, not less than 30, and ideally for longer than 2 weeks. You kept a detailed and accurate journal. You reviewed the results to ensure that you have a sensible, perhaps 70-30, win rate, and a whole percentage greater, that is in your favour, by at least 1.2 times win to loss. What's your answer? 3. You properly prepared a daily trading plan, which includes checking news and levels, applicable to you for your trading instruments and chosen time frame or frames. You properly prepared your business plan and a decent trading journal. What's your answer? What gets measured gets managed. This is true in any business or work environment. If you follow the steps above, you are giving yourself the best chance to join the ranks of profitable traders. There are no shortcuts. Much emphasis throughout this book will be placed on the review of results achieved. Trade management, along with the important entry and exit points, need constant review. All you ever have with all of the above is a high probability, low risk chance at making a profitable trade or a series of profitable trades. You then need to apply patience and discipline, but you must apply everything with consistency. Know yourself. Psychology or your mindset will be a huge, if not the biggest part of your success or your failure. You only truly fail if you give up or fail to accept where you're going wrong. If you hit the targets required on demo, failing costs nothing. So truly, you fail only once you quit. First of all, we need to clarify that a chart generates mathematical information. We do not need a degree in mathematics to interpret the information. Simply we need to view this information without opinion. I considered writing another book with the title The Tao of Trading. A wordplay reveals that Tao is nothing Zen or Buddhist, simply it's an acronym for Take Away Opinion. Sadly, it can also mean there's always one, which is why I can never really write that book. When I gave up working for a living back in 2013, I was a successful accountant who had bought into the company that employed me. I began at that company at the end of 1999 and bought some shares as early as 2001. I'd been a shares investor up to that point, so it made sense to invest in the company where I worked. It made more sense as I was controlling the financials and could see it was a healthy, growing business. In 2005, having made a substantial amount of money buying Brent crude, I convinced other members of the then management team that buying out the owner would be a great step to take. In the context of the accounting principle as at now, we might sometimes speak of in business, trading and any other applicable terms of reference. In 2012, I decided that for me at least, enough was enough. 50 to 60 hour working weeks, unreliable business partners, coupled with my wife's wish to have a baby, opened my doors to the freedom of becoming a full-time professional trader. I did not quit the job nor take the step lightly. I gave plenty of thought and a great amount of planning went into the process. I stated and accepted the following mantra for my own personal mental well-being. I chose this path. I alone made this decision as a grown man, eyes wide open. If I'm wrong and there's a price to pay, it is mine alone to pay. I believe that responsibility must be accepted in a very good way in regards to one's approach to trading. Retraining your mind is the biggest and most difficult step in your trading success. I once upon a long ago and for entirely different reasons read The Magic of Thinking Big and The Magic of Self-Direction. Though partway through each of those books I realized that I knew what was going to be on the next page. Divergence, a big word there. Lie down now and rest. We'll talk about that lots later. Within a book? Possibly, but more likely is that the information and the answers I was seeking back then were blatant and obvious. I'm a technically proficient trader. I've created amazing, even brilliant setups, and I've thousands of hours of chart time. So far, I've done quite well for myself, but by choice, I am not and don't consider myself to be a big player. I did not go to university. I did not even consider A-levels. But I do have the greatest of sympathy for anyone who did. In the back of your mind, often and regularly, you will have aha moments, and knowledge will creep in. I find that my absence of memory and my missing formal education to be a very useful tool in this regard. So, perhaps a few days later, after the aha moment, You're back on the same treadmill? Your subconscious mind can't read. It's the darkness before the light arrives. The link between the two, your conscious and subconscious, cannot be direct, else we would have no paranoid schizophrenia in a mild form. If you're busy self-sabotaging your trading results, that is exactly what you're suffering with. Likewise, if you find yourself able to look back at a chart and ask yourself, why did I not do that? Well, again, that's self-sabotage right there. I told a group I taught once of a guy who argued with me that anyone can trade to the left of a chart. I agreed with him, but asked him to repeat himself as many times as he needed until he found himself understanding what it is he was actually saying. Things went downhill quickly, and he became angry. This showed me that he was an emotional trader. Losses are inevitable. But if you have done your homework well enough and gained a sufficiently proficient grasp of charts and charting, then the losses should be within your risk management tolerance. Eventually I cracked and translated for him. There are, or were, a set of given conditions upon a chart that were met. At the point in time where they were met, had you pushed a button, you would have made a profitable trade, or even some money. Can you remember the old joke about the man praying so hard to win the lottery? The punchline was, meet me halfway and buy a ticket. So here in trading, meet me halfway and learn the language of the charts. They speak. Sometimes it's a whisper and sometimes a shout. It's possible that it is anything in between. Eventually, you're going to realize that there is a difference between knowing what you should do and actually doing it. Before there was internet, it was thought that collective stupidity was due to a lack of information. Well, obviously now it was never that. Invest in yourself. Invest in your trader education wisely. People generally need some kind of fantasy to make life livable, as if that fantasy was some kind of red or blue pill from a movie. Traders need or use fantasy to keep hope. Hope is somewhere around prayer and right up there above rain dancing, just below wishful thinking. Some have to start out believing the little lies in order that they can believe the big ones: freedom, justice, mercy, and things of that nature. If you think they're not the same thing, then go outside or anywhere and try to find an atom of justice, a molecule of mercy, or any measure of real freedom. Yet people do rightly believe in order, an invisible correct order of the world they live in. They must always believe in something, or what really is the point? Well, that's my point exactly. Find the order, the proven Fibonacci mathematical order, and begin believing in yourself, trader. Only to you. You're the real part of your world. A person interested in trading for a living, you need to know who you are and how you will behave as a trader. Rules for traders. Rules, of course, in anything are important. They're especially important in trading if at all you want to be kept safe. Remember, that is why rules were developed in the first place. Human history tells us what happens when there are no rules to keep the innocent safe. There are no doubt hundreds of rules I can come up with here, but for the sake of sanity and sensibility, I list the most important only. The rest we can consider to be terms and conditions, of which there will be many. If at this point you feel you can't possibly remember them all, consider this. Once upon a time you perhaps learned to drive. You read a similar book titled The Highway Code. You remembered enough of it to pass a test and drive in a safe, or at least relatively safe manner to this point in time. Most of what you read then you might since have forgotten. For example, the stopping distance at 70 miles per hour in the wet. I don't recall either, but for sure I'm not going to hit the guy in front should he deem it necessary to brake quickly. At least begin with this. We have rules, we know what they are, and we remember to follow them. This should be rule number 1. Your rules, along with other important details of your trading time, should be known by heart and or printed out and pinned up near to and in plain view of your workstation. Never trade without a measured stop loss. That is to say, you must have one and it should be in a safe and sensible place. Too tight or too loose are both equal problems and both will cost you profits. Do not trade with funds that you cannot afford to lose. That said, you are trading to make your money work for you, so make it work properly and follow the rules. Have and follow a daily trading or an investment plan. If you are an intraday trader, you should have and know by heart your daily trading plan. As a longer term or investment trader, you should have an investment plan and be able to filter out the market noise in order to keep to and follow your plan. Know where your targets are and why they are the most sensible chosen targets for the present as at now market conditions. Have the corresponding limit orders set up on your broker platform or be there to close the trade as it happens. Have a workable and fully tested, back-tested, forward-tested and proven trading strategy. Know this strategy inside out and back to front before risking any of your real and hard-earned money on live trading. Watch your charts as an intraday trader, not your account balance. Be sure you are always checking the charts. I say A, B, C. Always be checking. Keep a detailed journal of your trades and of your trading time. Make time to analyze the journal at regular intervals, depending on your chosen trading time frame. An intraday trader should review at the end of each day, where higher time frame traders may need check only once weekly. An investment trader might need check only once per month. In day trading, you need to be efficient, effective, and often need to make decisions quite quickly, depending upon how much attention you've been paying to the charts. If you make things complicated and keep your chart complex and confusing, then you increase the chances of making mistakes. Processing the important and significant information is always better than processing too much weak and unnecessary information. Do not look into and do not react to news. See the chart and do only what the chart allows and tells you. Remember, sometimes good news can pull a market down, and bad news can make a market rally. So trade the chart as you see it. Don't let the news influence your trading decisions. Trade exactly and only what you see, not what you think. If you want to be a consistent and play for a long time, then keep it simple. I'm certain most of the successful traders in the market follow a simple trading strategy. There is always the golden bottom line rule: if in doubt, stay out.